something like hearty, but like to flush you, right? So you get all your vegetables and your meat in there, and then we would have dinner.
Explosion. So I tell you, that's an explosion right there.
You understand what I'm saying? We would have dinner and then we go down the bigger TV, right?
Right.
And we all get out all real nice and fancy like, right? And then we all get our own little individual cup of applesauce and stuff like that. So you sitting there and you ain't paying, you pay. So you sitting there, you eating Fig Newton and applesauce, right? And then Saturday when you wake up to fight for that one bathroom at 454, okay? So we're in the house all weekend long. We never told them that we was getting the setup. It was the open door.
Set up for a laxative, right? Right.
But we was cleaned out, And then there was always the whole take your bath, right?
Mm-hmm.
My mom would come home from work or whatever, so we have to take our shower, take our bath, right, and everything. Mainly it was like a bath, right?
Uh-huh.
Then we get rubbed down with alcohol, right?
Right.
Like from your forehead.
From your forehead all the way down with alcohol, right?
All the way down your toes. All the way down your toes, right? You gotta have a clean thing, right? So you get the clean long comes and everything. And so that's serious. I don't know about anybody else. I know the saying goes, Spanish people fix everything, right?
Puerto Rico will fix you at the duck.
It was everybody. You understand what I'm saying? I used to have dead serious on my forehead.
Right.
My forehead be mad shiny and all mentholated.
Mentholated.
Mentholated. And I got under my nose.
Sherry said she hates Fig Newtons.
You understand? We thought we were building.
Right, getting something, thinking you're getting a treat until you.
You understand? It was every change of the season, right?
Right.
So we have six on dead serious from here to our toes. And then from right here, up under here, all up in
your neck all shiny like somebody that pushed you inside of a jar. All right, hold on. Let me read some comments here on hold on a second. Let me read some comments here on Facebook. Well, first off, let me say I thank each and every last one of you guys here on Facebook, on Instagram, and on YouTube live stream. I am your girl, Coach LaSean. Hello, my beautiful people out there. I have on Instagram my best friend for like 28, almost 30 years. My God, yeah, over that if we do the age difference. My best friend with me, Dakita Scott, and as you saw it on the Facebook, but you didn't see it on the Instagram, the title, but if you look at both of our feeds, you saw that we have posted up about ancestral wisdom, things that we have learned from our parents or grandparents when we weren't feeling well. And that sparked up a conversation that she and I had earlier today, just in regards to COVID-19, this dealing with the coronavirus, things that we have, the joke was like, yeah, we better act like we didn't forget that our mama told us to do blah, 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 or, grandma told you to do X, Y, Z, to take some Buckleys. Like, we're going to get all into the Buckleys, into we talked about the Vicks. We'll talk about that some more, and talk about the garlic and putting ginger on you and all of these remedies. And, no matter where you're from, whether you're American, West Indian, Puerto Rico, everybody has a remedy that their mom and dad had. Their grandparents, because it's almost a female thing that sets you up with doing something. But I thank each and every last one of you guys for joining in with us today or tonight. It could be day, it could be morning, afternoon, wherever you are. But I thank you and I appreciate you taking the time out. If you would like to go over to YouTube, I am Coach LaSean. Please come over on the YouTube and help your girl there. I'm trying to build up my numbers there on the live stream. If you are on Instagram, that's 666. Yes, it is the devil, honey. Castor oil. Okay, we can really get it hard. So let me but again, I just thank each and every last one of you guys for coming on. So let's get this conversation popping and going. Again, we're talking about ancestral wisdom, things that your grandparents and your parents have told you to do. What were some outrageous things that we thought was ridiculous then, right?
Mm-hmm.
That we thought that was silly,
Yep.
but we really realized that Father John, yeah, oh my goodness, she said Father John. That's like old. So was I even born around Father John? Okay, so Cherry said my grandmother made us take a teaspoon of casserole to clean us out daily. Yes. And it's
The castor oil?
Yes.
Well, the castor oil we didn't do, but my mom, right? And we don't remember which one of her friends, but let's say it wasn't popular with us before. But one of her friends put her on
ginger
cod liver oil.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the end of it for us. Because cod liver oil is nothing but Chinese torture to give somebody cod liver oil and butter. I mean, one or both.
Right.
Honey. Okay, first of all, we were slaying demons in our sleep after cod liver oil and butter. And that's just, there's no way around that. There was just no way around that.
Right.
Okay, you sweating like you done told a lie and the judge just found out.
Raw honey, yes. So Audrey said raw honey, and raw honey is actually good for like a cough that you have. So people that don't like to take cough syrup and things like that, raw honey is really, really good. I don't know if you guys can see, but this is the key. I don't know if the ring light is not helping. Shante said I felt like I took Pepto for right. Was Pepto like the remedy just for everything?
No, somebody didn't do Pepto very often, right?
Because
nothing makes a kid projectile vomit like some Pepto.
Pepto-Bismol, yes, honey.
Pepto-Bismol, and it's not fun to clean.
No,
okay?
No, that pink old cotton candy did, and charky. It had a very charky taste to it. Let us join in as a visitor. You can. It's just that I don't know what's going on here. I don't know. Oh, look, Tanya said, hey, that's my Erica. You know, Tanya used to always call you Erica. When we were little. She said, calling you Erica. All right. Okay. So let's get started again. If you guys are just tuning in, I thank you so much. Instagram, we thank you so much. Facebook and YouTube. If you want to go over to your YouTube, please type in Coach LaSean and subscribe to my channel. So we are talking about ancestral wisdom, things that our parents made us do or grandparents made us do. So I saw that someone put up ginger ale. Right? So ginger ale is good for what?
So for Black people, ginger ale is good for everything. That's our Spanish Vic, our Greek Lysol or Windex.
Did you say the Greek Lysol Windex?
No, it was Windex from my big fat Greek wedding. Windex cures everything. Right. So for us, it's ginger ale. Ginger ale cures everything. If you're pregnant, ginger ale for heartburn. If you feel bad, ginger ale for stomach ache. If you got a cough, ginger ale, hot ginger ale to clear your throat. Like, ginger ale makes everything better. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I have a big old picture of ginger beer that I did because ginger ale is not quite as potent.
Right. Which, by the way,
so I take fresh ginger and lime and grind it and make.
Well, that's what I was going to say. By the way, and I hope you guys can hear Dakita very clear. And I think even for myself, like some of the things that I have started to take into my own hands to prepare, because unfortunately, because she and I talked about this as well, that those things we use then, now it's being modified to the 10th power, right? We talked about GMO, and now it's being modified. The helps release gas. It sure does help release gas. that is modified to the 10th power. So if we try to research and look for some things to do on our own to help us, at least we know what we're putting in it. So then, therefore, we know what we're putting in our bodies.
Yeah.
So, Dee, if you can talk a little bit just about your ginger beer, just a little of the ingredients that you put in for those who may not know what ginger beer is or even how to prepare ginger beer. Speak a little loud, check your volumes. Again, I think people can hear you because I have my Bluetooth box and they are responding to the things that you're saying.
Okay.
So just talk about the ginger beer.
So actually my auntie, who is my adopted mom, I love her very much. I don't know if she's able to join, but she is West Indian and she taught me how to make it. So what I do is I use like a whole root or two of the ginger, and I use 2 limes. So what I use, I clean my limes off, right? Because I keep the skin and everything on. I clean my ginger off, and I keep the skin and everything on. I clean my ginger off, and I put all of that in the blender, and I use spring water. And what
you
I
said
do is
what water? Clean water or spring water? Okay.
Spring water. And what I do is I blend all of that together because I don't have a juicer. And I'm fine with not having a juicer because I also cure cane sugar, right? I made it before for my sister who doesn't do sugar. She does honey. So I've done with just the honey and stuff. It tastes different, right? If you do it with the honey as opposed to the sugar, I like to sing. And so every now and again, drinking the ginger beer, it helps clear the throat.
She likes to sing.
Chest clear.
She could sing. There's a difference between singing and singing. She sang. I can't even say I sing. I just sound like somebody that choked the cat, the life out of it, and I open my mouth. But I make a joyful noise unto the Lord. It may not be joyful to you, but it's joyful. But as we know, ginger is good for inflammation. Right? In our bodies. I cook with it sometimes. It's very spicy, but if you can bear it, taking a small piece of it and just chewing on it helps. Now, everything, of course, is to be done in modification. So doing too much of anything is going to cause an effect on you. So you don't want to overdo it with anything, but just particularly we're talking about the ginger, just take a little small piece of it. What I use, and a minute ago I was drinking some orange juice. We want to talk about it again, go back to those. I have a list of some questions, but we covered ginger ale, so we jumped down to that. I use echinacea and golden seal. I don't know if you guys can see that. Oh, I'm sweating. Right. Sorry. Yeah. Well, I'm human. But the echinacea, golden seal, and golden seal is also good for upper respiratory infections, colds, swellings, upset stomach, and things like that. So it's very strong.
It's a blood cleaner too.
Yes, it is. Golden seal. Golden seal cleans your blood. So we talked about, that was one of the things. To name some of the things you would to drink to help with a cough or upset stomach or a chest pain. So we covered the ginger ale. What is something else that you were told to drink while you were sick?
So Native American, African American, and on my father's side, Native American, Caucasian American, and African American. So we have remedies. We have remedies for everything. My mother used to make her own cough syrup, and my mom's cough syrup consisted of E&J, tea, you're right,
Jesus,
E&J, rock candy, lemon, and honey.
Okay, that's like a hot toddy,
because it did make life easy, and thank you, Jesus, when you have children, because it put them right to sleep. Okay, it will put us right to sleep. So I used to have to take that. Okay. The other part, though, later on, when whoever the inventor of buckwheat is decided he was going to torture little children by creating that, which again, buckwheat to me, was the best cough medicine on the face of the earth. I don't know if you remember how we used to do when we lived in Dillon. We used to live in Dillon together.
Right.
And we have the buckwheat, and I'm telling you, like, I would disappear for an entire weekend because I go home on Friday. I would take that buckwheat. I would drink the Easy Jesus juice my mama used to make.
You said the Easy Jesus juice?
Easy Jesus juice. They would make everything easy, and thank you, Jesus. Okay? And get in that bed and be gone for the whole weekend. Wake up on Sunday from Friday.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
But I was ready. I wake up and everything goes.
Everything is right. Right. Yeah.
I was straight.
Yes.
Sunday,
so that's the same thing. Look, in conjunction with the stay at home, if you just stay at home, right, as told, and do this, yes, Cherry, we talked about the Pepto-Bismol, but and take Buckley's and or concoct something, honey. If you have the COVID-19 in you, honey, that coronavirus would be like, I'm getting up out of here, right?
Yeah. It be so hot.
Right, you be so hot, right? You burn it up and burn your insides up. Hi, Auntie.
It's funny because I'm
Tia.
One of my favorite things, and I still want one, and I'm going to give you one. I'm going to find it because I know they have them in the Delta sizes.
Hold on a second. We're talking about home, and well, the topic is ancestral wisdom. Things that your parents, grandparents had made you do. We need to stop saying have inheritance. Boy, it is an inheritance, right? Because now those who have children, we're passing it down to them, right? So that's what the whole ancestral thing. But we were forced. That
is worth way more than gold.
It sure is. Yeah. We better hold on to those things. Yes, Auntie, we talked about Vicks and ginger ale. What we are talking about now is name some things you were told to drink for a cough, upset stomach, or chest pains. So now we are on cod liver oil. We are talking about Dee already talked about the ginger beer that she makes. We talked about ginger ale, and now she's just going over the Buckley's or the Easy Jesus. She called it the Easy Jesus juice, which was what was it again?
E&J brandy.
E&J brandy. So it's a brandy, but it's E&J.
Rock candy.
Rock candy.
Honey.
Lemon.
And a bag of Lipton tea.
And a bag of Lipton tea. Lipton has been around for years to save everybody like remedies that you can put out there. She's Trinidadian. She's from Trinidad. But we are talking about these home remedies.
We need to share this. I think right now that's something that we need to share. I mean, we're not saying that any of the stuff that we're saying is going to cure you.
That's right.
But my thing is always prevention.
That's right, prevention.
Try to prevent it. Like,
right, because you don't know.
Because the sun's shining and it hits 60. You still in March, baby. Keep some clothes on.
Right.
You know, keep your clothes on. Matter of fact, go ahead and just cut it.
Speaking of, I went to the supermarket the other day and I had just my vest on, but I had a scarf around my neck. And the little guy that worked in there, he said, "Oh, you look so cute. You look silly with your scarf on." And mind you, I didn't catch the silly part. I didn't. I just, when I heard cute, I said, "Oh, thank you." He was like, "Well, forgive me for saying that you look silly." I was like, "Wait a minute, what? What did you say?" I said, "Look, you can say what you warm Coke for cramps." Right. Let's be clear. If you're talking about Coca-Cola, Jesus is Lord. We ain't doing no Coke now. But it's warm Coca-Cola for cramps. Right. Right. Cramps is another thing. Let me write that down. Cramps. What you said? Don't even repeat that.
I can remember a long time ago with our grandmothers and them Coke was laced with Coca-Cola. So you understand? That powder or whatever it is they used to make.
No, remember BC?
Yeah.
BC. Do you remember
that's
BC?
What I'm talking about.
Oh, that's what you're talking about, the BC? Yo, so for those of you who are back on, this is Nikita, my best friend. I don't know if you can see my beautiful queen. I have her on Instagram. We're on here talking. We had a small issue with Facebook. I am sweating like crazy. I don't know if I'm going to change my shirt. But if you want to stream in on YouTube, You want to stream it on YouTube for headaches. Exactly, Auntie. Yeah, that BC was real for headaches. It was real.
Yeah.
It worked.
Yeah, but listen, a lot of that stuff is a form of coke or what was that other one? Not heroin. It was the other one that came from China.
Sherry, I knew what you meant.
It was the one that's from poppy seeds. I forget the name of it. It's not heroin. It's another one that's from poppy seeds.
I don't know, but we're going to leave that top.
Listen, if you eat poppy bagels, don't go taking no drug test.
Right. That's what I was like. That's another topic or something we're not going to touch on. But however, don't go ahead and eat no poppy, a bagel with poppy seeds on there. That's right. Hey, Auntie Fawn, I only learned about BC in my adult years. Seriously, Auntie? Auntie Lori, I knew about BC when I was young because number one, when I saw it, I was like, being raised in the projects, you see that little white packet. Huh?
I didn't learn about them until my adult years also.
Well, I was from, Jesus is Lord, I'm telling you, I knew about it because I was like, I've been around that stuff. So it was too close to that I was wondering what my mom was doing. I'm like, did she get high? I said, look, let's move on.
Wait a minute.
Well, this is true, Auntie. Yeah, Auntie Lori said, yeah, because she's Panamanian. So she was like, her parents from
okay. Yeah, so stuff was different because a lot of things that we do here in the States are a lot
hey, Rachel.
more the norm.
Right.
So it's different. And then another thing is like we do a lot of Western medicine and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's different. But I prefer like I don't shun Western medicine, but as I've gotten older, and especially like I would having my kids, I do try to do more home remedy things. Again, from my mom, but at the same time, I can kind of control, what my kids are doing. Right. And I prefer using her because I don't have to worry about the side effects of things. I used to work as a script clerk, in a shelter, and I was the psychiatric script clerk, right? I used to do all of the prescriptions, manage all the prescription stuff. So I remember, and I used to like read the side effects of a lot of the medication. And the particular agency that I worked for, one of the things that I really liked about them was the nurse would always give her clients an appointment with a nutritionist. Okay. So she would monitor her clients. They had their therapist, the psychiatrist to write prescriptions for them. But we also had a nutritionist that would come in and would give free lessons, free classes, and cooking classes and things like that. And one of those things was because the side effects of a lot of the psychiatric drugs damage your organs. So I remember one time we were reading the side effects of, I think, Ritalin or something like that. One of them drugs, the ADHD drug. That's what it was. The ADHD drug. We were reading the side effects of that. And we were reading the ingredients. And when I started coke, they are giving people coke. They cutting it a million ways, but still at the end of the day, that's coke. And my coworker was like, well, it's for something or whatever. I was like, no. Here's the situation. They're giving this to kids. They're giving this to people's children. You understand what I'm saying? And that's not cool. The side effect of that is that these children, these people are going to get addicted because it's about my kids taking certain medications.
Yeah, you're right, Auntie Fawn. That's why people snort it. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. So for me, that's why I am very cautious about my kids taking certain medications. So I for years was watching and watching videos and stuff like that on Dr. Sabi.
Yeah, Dr. Sabi is really good.
Very much into the alkaline lifestyle and stuff like that. Now, I'm not going to sit here and lie to y'all and say that I can follow all of that because I will eat a chicken. I will eat a fish. I will eat it. All right.
I better tell happy birthday for me.
Huh?
No, I was talking to. Remember, people were in and out and saying things, so
Yeah.
that's why I want to. I don't want to get stuck on just one topic, but yeah. So okay, so we covered ginger ale. We covered the
Right.
ginger ale. We covered the Buckleys. We covered the Easy Jesus, which is like for people who had hot toddies, right? And hot toddy again is a dark liquor, cinnamon and honey. And mint, I think, in that one
Oh,
too. That's good. Just a small, a little bit of that and castor oil. Yep.
right. I use the echinacea too. I use the capsules, and what I do is I just made it. What I would say, like with the ginger beer, I keep the remains of what I shredded in the blender.
Right.
And I boil that with some water, and I add a couple capsules of echinacea, a couple capsules of which is also a herb that's used for fighting off viruses and infections, because the flu, a cold, the virus.
Right.
And one thing that I learned when I with my kids was the doctors used to always say to me, well, we don't have a cure for a virus. And that's something people don't really think about. So if they don't have a cure for a virus, anything that is along the lines of a virus, there's no cure for. So that's part of the reason that this COVID-19 is so ravaging, because there's no cure for a virus. So, but these different herbs help your body actually fight off and fight against these things, so that it doesn't succumb to organ failure or things like that, unfortunately, which is what happens. So anemo, linden flower, strain it, and
just do a cup. You can do a small. I have small teacup. A small teacup.
Yes, apple cider.
That's a good cleanse for someone that has it. Because again, anything that is just attacking it's about your immune system. If you do not, golden seal, yes, Auntie Fawn, yep. And actually, this is what I was letting everyone know, that this is on IG. You can't escape allergies. Allergies are allergies, unless you're going to live in a bubble or you are in a totally different environment. That but again, allergies are allergies. You have food allergies, you have allergies to the air, you have allergies to certain fabrics. Believe it or not. So and to, of course, animals. And I can't escape that. Allergies. We have allergies. But for the most part, it's very rare that I get sick. Very, very rare that I get sick, because it's about building up your immune system. It's the immunity. So, all right. So
let's fight a lot of things off. You gotta help it.
Yeah, you have to help it. You gotta balance it too, though. Because you have these people who are using these hand sanitizers, huh?
That's something that people are kind of skipping over a lot, because they did say that as well. They were like, listen, you gotta eat healthy. Wash your hands, sanitize, and make sure you're eating healthy and stuff like that. And that's because like I said, with the virus, what I've learned with the children was that with the virus, there's no cure. So what you have to do is you have to build up, attack, and fight these things off, right? But you have to.
You have to.
And that's why, unfortunately, for the people who are already fighting, that's why, unfortunately, for the
and if you weren't already,
just like when for people, unfortunately, who lose a sense. You understand what I'm saying? If you lose one sense, the other four heighten to adapt to the fact that one of them is not working. Well, your whole body is that way. It's not just your senses. Your whole body,
right? It had the functionality of it. It needs one of them.
In one area, your body compensates for it in another.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's best to try to eat as healthy as you can, and to take some of the home remedies, because that started this. Our ancestors are the reason we're still here.
That's right.
Because if they didn't do the things, mankind would be just completely white. Outside of God's grace, we would just be completely white. So, I know sometimes it can feel silly, or it's like, oh, we don't need to do that now. We have this, or we could do that. But it's like, no, listen, that wisdom is precious. Pass it down. cherish it because it's blood round to get them to take
You gotta stick it in brownie and take them out, right?
You understand what I'm saying? Like tuck the medicine in a drink, but I don't know.
No, listen, the earth is, God has already, the way he functioned in the universe, the earth to work is for us to help one another. So like you had said, which is so important, that our bodies, we were built for it, but you have to help it do what it needs to do. So therefore, everything that is here on the earth, it is given to us naturally, that is given to us so that we can heal our bodies. And to what I was saying about the hand sanitizer, although it's good to use, it is, but you need, you have to balance out this with the germs. You have your good and your bad. It has to balance where if you completely, like I know that I have my little OCD issues, but if you completely, wipe out, everything, you have nothing that is fighting against at all. You don't. You're just kind of left there to actually just for you to be attacked in any form. So just being careful with some of these hand sanitizers that they have out here, which is some of the alcohol. Again, we're going back to old school remedies. Use some alcohol. Straight up alcohol kills so many germs that it's not even funny. That you can use. You can go ahead and use the alcohol, and you use, hey Patrick, hand wash. So for those who have just joined in, real quick, sorry, Dee, for those who just joined in, we are talking about remedies that your parents and grandparents has used for years that was passed down to us. We jokingly said that, yes, we did inherit it, but they made us do these things and we didn't see what was a big deal. But as we get older and we have children and we pass these things down, we clearly see what the big deal was because it helped us heal. So we talked about some things that we were told to drink. So another thing I have here is, what are some foods you were told to eat? What are some foods you were told to eat when you were sick?
Well, my mom, it was the chicken soup. So chicken soup definitely happened.
You're absolutely right. Hydrogen peroxide. Peroxide is actually better. That's what is used in hospitals. Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm. Auntie Fawn had said that. But go ahead. So what are some of the foods? What are some of the foods that you were told to eat to make you feel better?
Well, we were talking about it earlier. My mom used to change our menu with the season. So in the wintertime, we had like our red meat and we would have chicken. It was like, again, the one thing that we used to have all year round, right? But in the summertime, we mainly had fruits, vegetables, and fish, right? Sometimes chicken, like if we went to a barbecue or something like that. Her cooking, like my mom used to get hot. I'm not turning my stove on. Right. You will eat a salad. Okay, that's what you have. You have a tuna salad, a mac and crab salad. Like you will eat cold
boiled ginger
cereal. Like, but we are not doing this whole me in the kitchen baking pasta or something like that. But we didn't really have red meats and stuff like that. My mom wasn't big on it, but it's something that I read, which I've read it in several places. It's gonna sound funny. Sauerkraut.
Sauerkraut?
Sauerkraut, right. So sauerkraut is a great to keep your body from getting like infections. It helps with digestion. It helps like with getting rid of like phlegm and inflammation.
But back up. So how is sauerkraut prepared? Some of it is what? Is just straight up.
It's not creamy. It's not creamy. Sauerkraut's not creamy. It's not supposed to be.
You know what I'm thinking? I said that. Forgive me. That was a moment. Sorry. You're absolutely right. Yes, it is. You're right. Because I'm thinking like, boy, I was like, right. I keep telling you people, listen, let me just stop for a second. When you guys see when I do a video and every motivational speaker, coach, personal speaker, coach, personal blogger, video blog person will tell you it takes 1,000,001 cuts to actually get it right. But when you go live, honey, you better be quick on your feet to correct something and know what it is you're talking about, because you can't edit that. So I just, so for you guys, I made a huge misunderstanding of what Dee just said. I had sour cream in my mind, and she talking about sauerkraut, and I'm like, what? How was that prepared? And I'm listening to the more that is coming to me like, sauerkraut is like, are you serious? And I'm thinking about sour cream because, but okay, let me tell you also why. And then again, this is how people it'll let you know. And this, and I apologize. This is when you know when somebody is listening because they're ready to jump in and have something to say, right? So clearly, I heard you, but senior moment, Auntie, don't say that. Because I hear you, but I was so quick to jump in and say something. I know that I have problems with eating anything that has milk. It's true. If you do, if you go to the hospitals and they do a biopsy on a person, you'll see the number one thing that you notice that is developed is mucus. That is around your chest, and you have that mucus. So, so a person that has allergies and sinus problems, independent on your blood type, doing a lot of dairy does not work for you. It just doesn't.
No,
it doesn't work at all. So again, I say that to say I was so quick to move into that about talking about anything that has soy and milk in it that I thought you meant sour cream versus sauerkraut. Sorry. Go ahead.
Well,
thank you, baby. I am human. I know. Yeah. So sauerkraut. Okay. So sauerkraut was one of the things that we were told to eat. Chicken noodle soup.
And it's Korean, and it is kimchi.
Kimchi.
So kimchi.
Okay.
It's Korean, and it is kimchi.
Kimchi.
So kimchi.
Okay. Kimchi
is the Korean version of sauerkraut, basically.
Oh, okay.
And the way they make it is they use the I forget the name of this lettuce, but they use the Korean lettuce, right? Okay. And they use horseradish. They pickle it. Okay. And they add chili. So it's spicy, right?
Spices are awesome too.
Oh my gosh, it is the best. You talk about clear something up. Okay, you can clear a sinus, a chest, and a couple of other things that you don't want to know about. Girl, you're gonna be right after you eat that. I'm cleared everything out. As you said in what was that? Friday, from the root
to the root of the tutor. This is true. This is true. Again, like when we talked about some of the things that eat, like garlic. Right? I had to go and get my garlic. Same thing with the ginger. Just cut a little bit of that up. Don't do too much of it. Cut it up and just chew on that.
So that we talked about putting
vegetable soup, chicken noodle soup. Right. Cherry said vegetable soup, chicken noodle.
Pick it up.
Yeah, because of the spice. Yeah, the spice that is in that, man. Yeah, you got a backache. Just eat some soup. Your finger hurt. Oh, just take a capsule of casserole. You be fine. Rub some Vicks on it. And a teaspoon of this.
Okay, so see, that one, I
honey.
We ever had to do that, but I remember somebody told me that. They were like, oh.
A teaspoon of Vicks.
Put it in their mouth. I was like, why would I do that? That's poison.
A teaspoon.
But you have people, I would call them our elders, our wise ones.
Yep.
You understand what I'm saying? You have our wise ones that would swear by it. Put a little Vicks in their mouth and let them swallow it, and they'll cough all that phlegm up.
Yep.
And I think somebody's telling me to do Vicks for like pout.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Put a little bit of Vicks on your finger and give it to them and let them swallow it, and that'll help them cough up all that phlegm stuff in their chest.
Auntie Paul, we were just saying that. The Vicks. Swallow the Vicks.
Right.
Yep.
I mean, listen, it will make your taste buds run for the hills, but
it'll get all of that up. Between that and, like I said, you look all shiny and just oily. Look like somebody that pushed you in a bag of Vaseline, in the tub of Vaseline, and wrapped you up in the bag. You wake up, all of this is shiny, all underneath your nose.
You done lost a cold, you done lost weight, you done lost friends. If you have a lover, you lost a lover, you lost everybody. Messing around with some Vicks and the towel, because let me tell you, that's what I was saying. Like, okay, so people think it's just Vicks. No, you can't just rub Vicks.
You can't just there's a method to it. There's a step.
There's a whole method to this. Okay, you got to get with the game.
Right.
So first of all, you have to shower, because you got to open your pool.
Wait.
Let me tell you how this goes. You got to shower, so you got to open your pores. All right. So now after you done showered, you done opened your pores and you done dried yourself off, you need 4 outfits. Okay. And I'm not exaggerating. You need 4 outfits. So the first outfit is going to be your undies.
Right.
And that's going to consist of, you got to put on you got to put on the bra if you have the bra. If not, you put on your tank top, right? Your underwear, right? And your socks. Okay. That's the first pair of socks. Okay. Then you got to put on, right? Because before you put on the socks, right, you got to put the Vicks on. That's right. You got to put the Vicks on. Yeah. Okay. From here all the way down to your toe. You understand me? And you put the first pair of socks on after you put the Vicks under your feet. So you got to put it at the bottom.
Yeah, you got to put the bottom of your feet.
You got to put it at the bottom of your feet and your first pair of socks. Okay. And then, right, then you got to get the long johns. That's the second outfit.
The onesie.
4 outfits. I think I'm joking.
Get a onesie.
Okay. So, yeah, that's right. No, not yet. The onesie doesn't come on just yet.
Not the onesie yet.
So you got your underwear, right? Then you got your long johns on, right? Because you got to have your long johns on, right? So you got your long johns on, right? You got your Vicks on everything, okay? Right? So now you got to put the Vicks all over your chest, like all up in here. You want to get it all back.
I don't
You know what I'm saying? You got to get it all
up underneath here. All up underneath it. Right.
All around.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Like I said, remember I said, if you have to wear a bra, you're going to put it up under. You're under the boobie. You're going to make that happen. You understand me? If you're a dude and you going to.
You got to double you. You got to
get it in the crevice. You understand? You're not playing. Okay? There's no confidence. So you got your long johns on. And so now outfit number 3. Outfit 3 is your turtleneck.
See now, pause for 1 second. Pause. Wait, because you and I are getting ready to get cut off on IG. And I have to come back on here because it's telling me that I have 20 minutes remaining. So let's just go ahead and hang up now, and then I'm going to hit you back up, okay? Okay. Oh, my God. This has been amazing. So I'm going to get Dee back on here. I really wish that I can get her on Facebook because I have more Facebook people than Instagram people. But excuse me, we are talking about some home remedies that were passed down to you from your parents and your grandparents. What are some of the things that you were made to do? I always say that it's so funny that everybody knows the. But what are some of the things that you were forced into doing when you were young that your parents had okay. What are some of the things that your parents had you do when you were sick, if you wasn't feeling well? And with those things, the purpose of us doing this was, okay, let me get you back in here. So you have to ask again, Dee. That we have to remember these things because they can help us. Here we go. They can help us with, excuse me, during this pandemic, during this COVID-19. Okay, there you go. She's coming back.
No, hey.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Oh, you sound much better, much louder. Okay.
So we was on outfit number 3.
I'm gonna hurt you. She going through the outfits that you have to.
I'm telling you, because you can't just listen. Don't just try to put Vicks on like an amateur. Okay, and throw on some Vicks and put on your pajamas and get in the bed and be like, I'm gonna be fine. No, you're not. You're gonna be congested when you get up because you ain't sweat none of that out. So don't do that to yourself. Put on all outfits, y'all. I promise you. Okay, you're gonna pass out like a crackhead after 5 hits in a party. But you gonna wake up, okay? You gonna wake up feeling like Superman. You could leap tall buildings and mountains. I'm telling you.
I hate you.
I don't know. Don't ask me exactly why. All I know is it works. Okay, it works. All right. So like Denzel was telling you that blue magic in that show, I'm telling you how to do this bit. Okay, you do it right. So now put your turtleneck on, right, or your mock neck. Some people have mock necks because they cool. Right.
She's going through the different outfits that you ought to wear.
Right. So that's
when
the
you're
third.
not
That's
feeling
the third
well
thing, right?
to sweat it all out. She's on outfit number 3.
Your sweatpants on top of your long
after
john,
you have put your Vicks on.
If you don't have a turtleneck or a mock neck, you're going old school. Show them how to do it with that towel around your neck. That's right. And you need a safety pin because you're going to need to pin that other piece up there. All right? And you're going to put the hoodie on.
Not the hoodie.
Sweatpants. You understand what I'm saying?
But you missed the most important part before you even do all of that because of the purpose of the towel too and the Vicks after you are all mixed up, creamed up, look all shiny. You take this.
So you need that one around your neck because you're not even doing it right. You got to put that one around your neck. Okay? Because you got to make sure all of this stays warm. Okay? Then now you put your hoodie on, right? Then you get the towel to
put the hoodie on
top of the hoodie to stick your face over that hot pot with the Vicks that's rubbed up under here.
Right, up underneath here. Right.
Because you see that, you got to have it on the forehead too. I told you you can slide through a bank vault with all the Vicks you can have, and you won't get caught. Okay? You won't get caught. And you do that, and after you do that, you drink some of my mother's Easy Jesus.
Yes, you definitely pass these remedies on to our children. They were naturally healthy. Nowadays, everything is full of deadly chemicals, and I promise you are highly. Hold on a second, D. You know what, Cherry? The crazy thing is that is exactly what she and I talked about. So what Cherry was saying is the same thing that we talked about in regards to GMO. Generic modification of organisms that are being used to bring some enhancements to these foods, these medications and stuff like that. Yes, we know that as what we did talk about, there are certain things that you do combine together. However, on a chemical level, the things that they are doing, that is hard. It is tough. I agree with you. Had watermelon the other day, which was so surprising to me because I stopped eating that because where are the seeds? I cannot wrap my mind around why aren't there any seeds in there. So we're told to eat grapes because they're healthy for us. It's a good antioxidant, because they're healthy for us. It's a good antioxidant, these things that helps with, of all of that. But because I do have a juicer, and one of my favorite juices that I like to do is the celery and the apples and celery, and juice that together. And the twice this had happened. The first time that I got the apples, I'm like, why are they so huge? Apples are not that. This apple was like really. I got 2 of them. They were really huge. The second time was that I had got a couple of them, and I had them sitting. I mean, the 2 weeks now, that apple should have gone bad, and it didn't. So it's.
Well, I mean, A, it could be your fridge, but B, because it was cold. So it lasts a little longer because of the cold. It doesn't.
No, the first week I had them in there. The second week I had it on the counter. That's what I'm saying. It's like, why would they still, excuse me, that I didn't understand that for the life of me. So again, it's one thing that I didn't understand that for the life of me. So again, it's one thing that, yes, you mix one thing that is natural with something else that is natural, and you bring that together. Yes. Versus the chemicals that are being mixed in with, like you said, some people are so quick to want to take a pill for everything. and not going back to what God has given us to heal ourselves before any of this has happened. I've said it as a joke, but I really mean it. Like, what is the purpose of a primary physician? They are like legal drug dealers. Like, your fingernail can hurt, and you ask them to write a prescription for you for something, and boop, 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 they'll do it, and just like that.
Not every doctor is like that. I will say that. One of the great things that I found that happened, which is funny, was because I'm really particular when it comes to kids about things, and I found a doctor, their doctor, my son Samuel he has eczema, right? And I don't like using the steroids because I don't like putting that in his body. And I remember when I took him, and this was the first time we had used Dr.